Okay, in this example, we're talking about conditional probabilities. So here's the definition. A conditional probability of an event is a probability obtained with the additional information that some other event has already occurred. Okay, and here's the notation. P of B given A, that's how you would read this. B with the slash A is probability of B given A denotes the conditional probability of event B occurring given that event A has already occurred. So again, that's how we're going to write it. P of B, then a slash, then an A denotes probability of B occurring given that A has already occurred. And there is a formula, but don't let the formula intimidate you. A lot of the time, the vast majority of the times, you can solve these problems without using the formula. You can solve them somewhat intuitively if you practice a lot. All right, let's look at this example. Suppose a survey was taken and the following results were recorded. Okay, so the survey was about grouping age groups with people's favorite sports. Okay, so it's just a relatively small survey. The favorite sports chosen were football, basketball, and soccer. And it was broken down by age group, ages 1 to 50 and then 51 to 100. Okay, so let's look at this. Like these 7 people, they came from the 1 to 50 age group and their favorite sport was football. These 3 people came from the age group of 51 to 100 and their favorite sport was football. Okay, these 12 people, age group 1 to 50, favorite sport basketball. These 8 people, age group 51 to 100, favorite sport basketball. Okay, and then down here, favorite sport is soccer, and we broke that down by age group also. Okay, so there's the table, and we're going to talk about conditional probabilities here. All right, let's look at part A. If one person from the survey is selected, find the probability their favorite sport is soccer given that they came from the 1 to 50 age group. Okay, so that's what we're given. We're given that they came from the 1 to 50 age group. So it's almost as if this whole row corresponding to 1 to 50 age group is the only row we're dealing with. This bottom row is not there for this particular part A. Okay, so they came from this age group. So how many people came from this age group? 7 plus 12 is 19. Plus 16 is 35. So there's 35 people in that age group. So that's our restriction. That's the given information. They came from this age group. And 7 plus 12 plus 16 is 35. That's how many people in the survey were from that age group. Okay, and now what's the probability their favorite sport is soccer? It's going to be P equals, well, in this age group right here, the given information, 16 had a favorite sport of soccer. So it's 16 over 35. And that would be the final answer for this part A. If we're given that they came from the 1 to 50 age group and we restrict ourselves to that age group, 16 out of 35 total people said their favorite sport was soccer. Okay, now let's look at part B. Now part B, at first glance, it may look very similar to part A, but that's the whole point of this part B, to show you that with conditional probabilities, you have to be very careful and read the problem carefully and think about it slowly. Okay, if one person from survey is selected, find the probability they came from 1 to 50 age group given that their favorite sport is soccer. So this problem is switched up a little bit from part A. Here we're given that their favorite sport is soccer. So for this one, we're only looking at this column. We don't care about the other favorite sports. We're just looking at that column. That's the given information. Their favorite sport was soccer. There's the given information right there. Okay, so we're only dealing with 20 people for part B because we're dealing with this soccer column right here. Okay, and the question was, find the probability they came from the 1 to 50 age group given that their favorite sport is soccer. So given that we're looking at this column, how many people came from the 1 to 50 age group? 16 people. 16 people came from the 1 to 50 age group out of the 20 who said their favorite sport was soccer. So for part B, the answer is going to be P equals 16 over 20, and you may recognize that reduces to 4/5. So for part B, the answer is 4/5, an entirely different answer from part A, because even though the questions sounded similar, they were different questions because the given information was different. So again, with conditional probabilities, you have to be really careful in terms of what they're asking you and what the given information is.